Hey guys, it's Sunday, March the 31st of 2024. Happy Resurrection Sunday. Don't want to say Happy Easter, but I have kids. They're looking for eggs and all that stuff. But I've been researching and trying to figure out, did Jesus rise on Saturday or on Sunday? I'm trying to figure that out. I know he was crucified Wednesday, not really Good Friday, but Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 3 nights and 3 days. Kind of could be Saturday raising, but the Bible says that the woman went to the tomb on Sunday and he wasn't there. So I don't know, somewhere between Sunday and Saturday he rose, but I'm doing some research on that. But anyway, I digress. Good to be with you guys here. So let's check out Nat Gas. This is going to be a quick video. I just wanted to show you some things I'm watching. As you can see, this is heavy resistance right here, anywhere between that 193 all the way to 207. We're at value area low of $1.60. There's two of them, and this is a value area low of 183. Remember that 183? That's the 45 degree. Volume has been negative since November of last year. All the bears have been on the volume side. And very weak in regards to the average. It looks like last week the bulls got it. But since, you can say March the 4th, the bears have been in control. Looking at the daily on the market profile, we're having a tough time trying to close above the anchor VWAP. That is a key level. Listen, this is a very important level, this 152. I know you guys have different settings and different brokers. Whatever your low is on February the 20th, that's important. For me is the 152. And the reason why that price 152 is very important is one of Gann's technique that I use, it has to relate to another swing pivot high. That's very important. And this number comes up. So that's why if we don't take out that low, chances are this could be the low. But if we fill this gap and then continue sideways and kind of grinding and test this low and then crack it, then this is not important. And that technique didn't work out. And chances are we're going to test 144. That's how my observations are going. But if we don't touch this low, and we just kind of grind sideways, maybe a head fake, and, eventually take out 193 or this high right here. What is that? $2 actually. And then kind of just stabilize here and grind higher. Then the low is in. And it's just a matter of what's going to happen. I know the fundamentals are not in our favor. I know we have a lot of supply. Believe me, a lot of supply. I'm also looking into on that low that we did on June the 25th of 2020 when it was $1.44. I'm trying to figure out if we were, supplied. We had a lot of supply back then. I wanted to see how things changed and turned around, but it's the same story. I mean, I don't know if it's the same story. I'm looking into that. But, it could probably be playing the same thing. We're at 152, like June. And, I think things are different also, too, from compared to 2020, I'm assuming. But if that 144 on June the 25th of 2020, and we had a lot of supply, and the tanks were full of natural gas, something happened that it just started changing. And then, it started grinding higher. And that's what I'm kind of thinking here, but there's a lot of, rules that I have. So first rule, we can't take out 152. If we take out 152, then we're going to test 144. If there is some kind of capitulation where they slam it down, then that's going to be the low when they do the capitulation, if that's the game they're going to play. When they do that capitulation and it goes out, then that capitulation low, that's it. And, in my opinion. But if we don't take out this low, chances are we're not going to kiss 144. So let's leave it at that. But I wanted to just stress that point. The point of control right now is $1.70. We got this gap that I'm concerned. Not concerned. I just wanted to get fill. I just wanted to get it done with. there's two schools of camps. Oh yeah, they get filled. Sometimes they don't get filled. If it was my choice, I prefer to get filled. So that way we're done and we could just focus on, going higher. Volume Thursday, because this is Tuesday, Wednesday and Wednesday for the Bears. Or Wednesday, yeah, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, because Friday was closed. Thursday, the Bulls have it on that one. So we'll see. Commitments of trader report kind of dipped in a little bit, but I'm not going to show that. I'm going to try to just do this quick video. Monthly hasn't really changed much. Weekly is still positive on the MACD, just kind of chop back and forth. And on the daily, we got this gap fill, and it looked like a reversal, but really it was a change of contract. And we have the MACD that's positive. The reason why the MACD is positive because of the change of contract. If there was no change of contract and just nat gas just popped like that, that'd be different. Because of change of contract, it's reflecting positive. So let's see if this week we pull back and fill that gap, which is right here. I'll show it earlier on the next chart, and then maybe turn around and go here. There's a lot of things showing that's positive, and there's a lot of things that are negative for it in regards to the supply being so stocked up of natural gas. Let's go to our 4 hour, and I wanted to show you, this is the Gann grid. And you can see now this red trend line has always been, now it was here last time. Now I put it here. So I want to see if now we could break above it. But the trend line is really, it doesn't give me that much edge. Just kind of lets me know that the bears are above now these two pivot points. And you're kind of hovering around the 25%, but below the first impulse wave of $1.79. We put our Andrews pitchfork. I went back and added the extreme level, and you can see that it kind of bounced off of that, hit this 25% and kind of pulled back. But this is the important one right here, and we gapped up. See the change of contract right here, this green line. Change of contract, boom, kept up, jumped up here, was trying to hold it, but then failed and came down and found support here. So I want to see at least this hold. Well, not really. I really don't want it to hold. I wanted to go down and fill this gap. That's pretty much how I feel. Once it fills that gap, then I want to start seeing it reverse. I think let's see other things I want to show you. My FT levels. This is in the DNA of nat gas key levels, and we're back at this 175, 174. And you got that 143, 141. So that's in case we take out that 152. You could bet it. You could just bet it that they're going to push it here. If they capitulated down here, I will be buying. Because the technique of the 152 didn't work out. But the capitulation will be down here. So if you see prices spike down here, I am going to buy with my eyes closed and see what happens from there. But that's the game plan for me. Want to fill this gap, and once the gap is filled and we kind of grind sideways to higher, I'm going to be entering again to see if we can retest this $2 and maybe continue grinding higher. And lastly, the point of control. As you can see, this is the gap fill, this area right here. And we got the midpoint right here of $1.77. Let's open this up a little bit. So for this week, this is your midpoint for this whole week of April coming up. $1.70, $1.71. Targets to the upside would be, what is this? This is Friday. Yeah, because it was closed. Okay, so targets to the upside, we got to even close this even more. Would be $1.83, $1.89, and $1.95. And if they're gonna slam it, could be it could be a little bearish tonight or when the session's open for Monday. $1.58, $1.52, and $1.46. If we're gonna retest this low, this is your target. And if this doesn't hold, $1.46 for the week. Let's go to you can see that right here. We held at this 75, but now we're entering a new month, so things are adjusted. So the 50% has now come down to $1.79. So I want to see if we could at least regain for the month $1.79. I think it will. It's just a matter of what game they're going to play this week. Are they going to, push it lower, sideways here, or the beginning of a reversal? But these are key levels, and let's see if we can at least get above 179. So I'm not going to focus on the monthly. On the daily chart, we're coming to the 2/3 from this low in regards to time. So that's April the 1st. That'll be when we open on Monday. And then the 3/4 will be the 7th. Those are timing points I have watching from the low of February the 20th. And for, I guess, once they open the market, I believe, kind of weird because we had Friday close. So targets to the upside, at least for Monday, we need to stay above $1.79 to remain bullish, and obviously above the VWAP. So targets to the upside would be $1.78, $1.81, all the way to $1.84. Remember that 84, 83? That's the square of 9. 45 degree. $1.69 to the downside, $1.66, all the way to $1.64. Yep, $1.64. To the downside, if they're going to push it, those will be targets for the bears or for possible support to the downside. And lastly, we'll close with the square of 9. So we're right now $1.74. We're around here. This could be the range for this week. Anywhere around here, if they're going to push it lower, I like to see $1.69 hold. But if they can't, $1.63 extreme. So somewhere like this. But if we push higher, at least get above $1.76 and retest this $1.83, which is the 45, is going to be tough. But once we crack through that and close above it, kind of grind sideways to higher, $1.90 is going to be your target. And this is a 90 degree, so it's going to be natural resistance also. So somewhere between here, we'll like oscillate until we could get to $1.97. So the goal is to at least get to $2. From there, then things are looking good. But we don't want to go all the way down here to kiss 152. But if we do and crack it, some kind of capitulation to squeeze the weak bulls, this is the sweet spot right here. $1.42, $1.43, $1.44. That's your June 25th, 2020 low. This is the area right here. In my opinion, put your toes in there and see what happens. This is the sweet spot. I'm going to sign out. Hopefully you like this video, and let me know your thoughts. What do you think? Is the low in? We have more downside? I know supply is huge. Do you think things are going to start turning around slowly? Seasonality, April is pretty strong. So I don't know what's going to cause it to change. I don't know if it's maybe the AC's kicking on or the heat or whatever. I don't know. And maybe they start dipping in their toes for the summer. I don't know. There's a lot to think about. But, manage your risk. Put your stops. We're dealing with the Black Widow. She is no joke. She'll chop you off. I hope you have a great Sunday, Easter, whatever you celebrate. It's all good with me. I just tell you my thoughts on what I think about these things on the Bible and all that, because I find it fascinating, interesting. But those are the things I kind of ponder and I think about my mind, when I come across, especially the Bible, about Good Friday, and since this is a heavy thing on Jesus resurrecting, I was like, why do we celebrate Easter? What has the bunny has to do with all that stuff? But I know my sons love it, and they love playing with all that kind of stuff, and they're like searching for eggs. But as a researcher, I was like, what the heck have bunnies have to do with Jesus resurrecting on Sunday? But I digress. Have a great weekend, and I'll keep you posted on my thoughts on natural gas.